Hello everyone, what is up? It is me, AlbyMTG. Thank you guys so much for tuning into another episode of my Cardsphere story. Today we'll be sending out the most expensive set of packages that I've ever sent out here on Cardsphere. I'm very happy to be sending them out, but before we do get into the video, I have to do my inaugural first ever thank you to my patrons. I have 4 patrons now. I officially set up my Patreon page yesterday, and as part of the reward tiers, the first reward tier is that you get a shout out and a thank you in my next video. And of course, this is my next video after you guys have signed up. So I would like to give a big shout out to Max, also known as Jungle Fiver, Jeremy W., Jason F., and then Nicole, also known as BadWolfMTG. Those are my first 4 patrons, and again, I can't say thank you enough for signing up to support me on Patreon. It truly means a lot, and just thank you so much for your support. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get into today's video. Like I said, we're sending out some expensive cards here today on Cardsphere. I'm quite excited for it. One of my friends, he wanted to sell off a bunch of cards. He knew that I used Cardsphere a lot, and so he just gave me these cards and said, here, sell them on Cardsphere, and then we'll just work out all the details afterwards. So I'm selling off a bunch of cards here from his on Cardsphere. Some of the cards that we didn't get a chance to send away yet were some things like Gifts Ungiven here, some Chalice of the Voids, Glimmer Voids, Stoneforge Mystic, Sensei's Divining Top, Ulamog, Manamorphose, more copies of Gifts Ungiven. Those are some of the cards that I didn't get a chance to send away yet because some of the offers weren't quite high enough on those. But of course, in the upcoming episodes of my Cardsphere story, you're going to see some of these expensive, cool cards being traded away here from myself on Cardsphere. But without further ado, we'll go ahead and get into the cards that we actually are sending away. So over the course of 5 packages, we will start off with the simplest one, which is just a nice promo Oracle's Vault here. This is one that he did not give me. This is one from my own personal collection that I'm trading off here on Cardsphere. It is nice and foiled. This is a launch promo here for Amonkhet. And it's just kind of been sitting around ever since I got it during the launch day for Amonkhet, and so happy to be sending this away now here on Cardsphere. The next set of cards is what appears to be someone putting together Modern Storm, would be my best guess, because it starts off here with an Alpine Moon, which is a nice little, modern card to stop Tron, but then we get into 2 copies of Pieces of the Puzzle, which again is really only a card that you'll see in Modern Storm decks, and then again a copy here of Repeal. Again, going back to something I talked about in previous videos where I said that I was putting a bunch of commons on my halves list, that way I could just get matched up whenever people want them, and that's basically how this trade happened, finding Pieces of the Puzzle and Repeal as the main things that led me to this trader, and then finding the Alpine Moon then as well to add into this. So these look like some good Modern Storm pieces that someone will be putting good use to. After that, we have 1 copy of Academy Ruins. This is the first card that he gave me to send off here. So an Academy Ruins here from, I believe this is Time Spiral, going out to a user here on Cardsphere. The next one being 1 copy of Chalice of the Void from Mirrodin. A very, very nice card, and you saw that we have an additional 3 copies of Chalice of the Void that we still have to send out here, but the user that's getting this only had enough funds for 1 of the Chalices of the Void, so hopefully that user gets some more funds in their account and will be more than happy to send off another Chalice of the Void. And then the most expensive cards, and probably the package I'm most excited about, 2 copies of Cavern of Souls here. I apologize for the glare. I'm recording this at a different time than I normally would. But these are both here from Avacyn Restored, the original Cavern of Souls here, and we'll be trading these off to a user here on Cardsphere. These are some pretty pricey cards right now, and some user on Cardsphere is going to receive them here pretty soon. So of course, without further ado, we'll go ahead and talk about the financial aspects of things right now. Alright, hello everyone, here we are on my sending page. You can see the 5 packages right now totaling up to just under $200, $190.32 here over the course of these 5 packages. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and get right into it. Ezra Go, I believe is how that last name would be pronounced, is receiving the Oracle's Vault here at $1.35. You can see this is 80%, which is perfectly fine with me. There was actually a bit of a price increase here in the Oracle's Vaults over the past couple of months. You can see this one, the last time this card was traded was in April, and now August is when I'm trading mine away. And so you can see, even though the percentage here says 100% for this April trader, at the 80% mark, I'm still getting about twice as much as this user ended up getting for theirs, mine being the only one that even crosses the 50-cent threshold outside of these 2 trades right here, which are just about 50 cents. And so at 80% here, getting a little over $1 for some card that I'm never going to use is perfectly fine with me. So on to the next card here on my sending page, the Chalice of the Void here from Mirrodin to Nelson W. We'll go ahead and take a look at this here for $40.90. This is going away at 78%. Again, I'm trading this away for a friend, so I wanted to stay as close to the 80% mark as I could, and 78 is like right around the 80% mark, so more than happy to be trading this off here. Again, you can see Chalice of the Voids actually don't really sell too often. You can see about one trade a week here for them, maybe one trade every 2 weeks. So finding a user who is willing to give us close enough to 80% here, being willing to trade these off is nice, and a very nice trade for us to send off this first copy of Chalice of the Void. Like I said, we still have 3 more that we need to send off for my friend here, so those will be coming up in upcoming videos. Next up, we have the 2 Cavern of Souls here from Avacyn Restored going to Rofello DS, and we'll go ahead and click on these here. You can see these 2 packages here are both mine, both around the 80% mark, and it's actually kind of funny because you can see both of these trades happen on August 7th, but the trade prices are actually different. The index prices managed to jump by about 7 cents here in between the time that it took, because I originally signed up to send this user 1, and then I guess they saw that their funds were depleted, and so they went ahead and added in more funds, and so we sent them off a second one. I'm not sure if their funds have replenished again now that we're basically just taking all the funds out of their account for 2 copies of Cavern of Souls here. But I just thought it was kind of interesting, kind of funny that even though these trades happen on the same day, we got different trade prices for them, even though they're at the same percent because the index price has changed. But again, around the 80% mark, it looks like that's the highest percentage outside of one person here who got 90%. But again, this was a couple months ago, so instead of being patient here like I normally would for a more expensive card like this, my friend just kind of wants to get the cash so that he can put together. I believe he's going for blue-black fairies in Modern is what he would like to put together. He already has most of the pieces for it. We're just getting some things like Bitter Blossoms and like some of the other just random spells for him to put that together. So we're trying to get the funds here to get him into blue-black fairies, which is a very cool Modern deck. The next package we have here, this one again being one from my personal collection, not the cards he included. These are Alpine Moon, 2 copies of Pieces of the Puzzle here from Shadows over Innistrad, and then 1 Repeal to Froki here for $2.13. We'll start off with Alpine Moon for $1.50. You can see the highest percentage up here on this list at 90% here, so I was happy to trade this off. Alpine Moon kind of going down in price, you can see, over pretty much ever since the set came out. Of course, at 2019. You can see $1.78 being the index price here on August 2nd, and then all the way to August 8th. It's already continued to drop. This is an additional 17-cent drop off here, so more than happy to get 90% here for this Alpine Moon. And then we'll go ahead and take a look at some of the commons. The Pieces of the Puzzles here, I believe I got 100% for them. Yep. 100% here, 23 cents for an index price of 23 cents. Again, some people trading them off as low. Here on August 4th, someone was just kind of throwing this in for 2 cents here. That's not something I would have done, when especially you could get basically almost a quarter for them instead of just trading them away for mere pennies. And then the final card in this package was 1 copy of Repeal here from Modern Masters 2015. And again, I believe I got 100% here for this one here too. 17 cents here. Again, someone got 200%, which is pretty nice, even though it is just an increase of another 15 cents or so. You guys know I like seeing my number increases over here. For 200%, that's a pretty, even though it's just, you know, small change that we're talking about here, the number 200% excites me quite a bit. So this is a nice little trade here. 100%, more than happy to trade these off. Some users going for as low as 7 cents here at around the 44% mark here. These were almost over a year ago. These ones were over a year ago. This one getting close to over a year ago. And so then on to, I believe, the final package here. We'll go to the sending page one last time here, and that is the Academy Ruins here to Anaire, is how I would assume that's pronounced. And you can see here we are getting 80% here again for this card. Again, for these cards that I'm looking to send out for my friend, hoping to stay around the 80% mark as much as possible. And so $17.44 at an index price of $21.80. More than happy to be sending this off to this user, getting the funds in our account, and helping my friend put together modern blue-black fairies, which should be a very, very fun deck to very fun deck to play with. So hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. Again, I'll go to my sending list one more time so that you guys can just go ahead and check that out again one more time really quick. This package still has to get to its user apparently. This one I sent out probably a little over a week ago now. July 30th, yeah, it's like what's today, August 9th, so yeah, I sent this out over a week ago. Probably should be getting to that user soon enough here. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today's video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. This is the most expensive lot of sending out cards here on Cardsphere that I've done so far, sending out some very cool cards like Chalice of the Void, Academy Ruins, and Cavern of Souls, as well as some promos like the Oracle's Vault, and just a really cool modern card like Alpine Moon to stop the opponent's Tron decks. So hopefully you guys did enjoy the video, and I will see you guys here next time for another Magic the Gathering video. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of My Cardsphere Story. Again, before the video rounds out, I would like to say thank you to my patrons, Jeremy W., Jason F., as well as AlbyMTG. They support me at a high enough tier on the Patreon to where I get to give them a shout out and thank you in every single video I make, and you guys will see them here in the end cards for as long as they continue to support me, which I hope is a long time because I really appreciate having the support from them. It's fantastic. If you yourself are interested in checking out my Patreon page, you can do so in the description down below, and you guys can help me power out some of this content in the same way that Jeremy, Jason, and Nicole, also known as AlbyMTG, are helping me do so right now. Again, thank you guys so much. Patreon link down below in the description if you're interested in checking it out, and thank you guys so much for watching the video.